disconnected. Parks input mode.
Dallas Fui, Carlos Mario Mino, I see you. Bienvenido, Hashem Yahweh Elohim, Shalom Barak. Allahu Assalamu Alaikum, wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Our Father's peace, blessings, and mercy be upon you. Thank you for coming to the party. We're about to be nomads for just a moment. We're at a store, and I'm about to travel to the park where we normally set up shop. I had to stop and get some refreshments. My stomach ain't quite on my backbone, but it's close. We get together 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to talk about ethics and entrepreneurship. Raquel Love, I see you. Marilyn 09, I see you. Hashem Yahweh Elohim, Shalom Barak. Allahu Assalamu Alaikum, wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Father's peace, blessings, and mercy be upon you, your family, and your circle. That's for everyone who has joined in. About to see what the speaker can pick up as far as radio is concerned, so we can have some sounds. Little Chris, I see you. Familiar name and face. It's about to have you here. Hashem Yahweh Elohim, Shalom Barak, Allahu Assalamu Alaikum, wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Minister Yasav, I see you. Very about to have you here. Hashem Yahweh Elohim, Shalom Barak, Allahu Assalamu Alaikum, wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Umar Shakstrom, I see you. You all pardon me. Eating on a cereal bar. We're about to be moving in just a moment. I had to stop and get a little bit of fuel before we get started. On foot. Today is question and answer day. My mission every day is to come in front of everybody and remind you all of Asher. There's Asher, who is known as one of the brothers in the family of Yahashua, house of Israel. Then there's the day of Ashura. The day of Ashura occurred the day after Passover. We are reminded to remember Passover However, we also need to remember what happened after Passover. Uh, past few, couple of weeks at least, we've been studying the 12 different brothers to the point of calling them the patriarchs because they became fathers of their own houses. They had children, they had grandchildren. And not only did we find summaries concerning each of the brothers, we also found the testimony that was given by each of the patriarchs at the end of their life when they gathered their children and their grandchildren together and said, hey, this is uh, what I've observed in life and this is what I expect from you. Let's see here. Yoandri V. Emilio Vestagame. Over here we've got Maddie, Jenner Wealth, Felicia Davis, Say, None, Lee Ford Morris, and Mr. Hashem Yahav Elohim Shalom Barak. Allahu Assalamu Alaikum wa Rahmatullahi wa Barakatuh. Father's peace, blessings, and mercy to you all. Is that a plane, you asked? There wasn't any planes in the sky, Emilio. So as I was saying, I looked up Asher. That was the first one that we checked out to find out what the mercantile was. It's one thing for people to run around talking about, oh, I'm part of Israel, Yahashrael, because of my phenotype, because of my skin hue, because of what my face looks like, because of what family I come from, because of the lost roots. What if I told you it doesn't have too much to do with your blood type because that's been so diffused and diluted in so many years? It's been at least 6,000 years, 4,000 years, 2,000 years. You really think you can trace it back like that? Well, you can trace it back by the name, the Shem, the authority. Asher means I'm happy. And not that Asher was happy. His mother was happy. So you can't say that his contribution to the nation as far as providing a product or a service was, I am happy. He had to do something. His family was responsible for the ports. Heidi Drew, Donald Al Creativo, brightest star, familiar name and face. Very proud to have you here. Hashem Yahav Elohim Shalom Barak. Allahu Assalamu Alaikum wa Rahmatullahi wa Barakatuh. Father's peace, blessings, and mercy be upon you, your families, and your circles. That's everyone. We went on and studied not just Asher. We studied Dan. We studied Naphtali. We studied Simeon, Reuben, Levi, Judah. Went through all 12, all the way to Joseph. Some of the brothers did not actually adhere to any responsibilities. Some of them were truly nomads. They didn't even lay claim to their own territory. Layla, I see you. Hashem Yahav Elohim Shalom Barak. Allahu Assalamu Alaikum wa Rahmatullahi wa Barakatuh. Morladak. Father's peace, blessings, and mercy be upon you, your family, and your circle. Give me just a moment. I'm about to test something. Let's see if we can get some radio.
The radio mode.
Jenny Sierra, I see you.
This device is ready to pair.
I didn't find anything I liked. So today is question and answer day. Now that doesn't mean throw any kind of questions out there. We talk about ethics in entrepreneurship. If you talk about ethics, it means that there is some form of standards. V. Paris, I see you. Selena Hall, I see you. Hashem Yahweh Elohim Shalom Barak. Mary Thurbeauty, Barbalti, I see you. Serlene Wesilowski, I see you. Sarah Beth, I know you. It's very Tabata to have you here. Deity's Way, I see you. The Risa Springer, or Teresa Springer, I see you. Hashem Yahweh Elohim Shalom Barak. Allahu Assalamu Alaikum wa Rahmatullahi wa Barakatuh. Father's peace, blessings, and mercy be upon all of you. To talk about ethics, you have to have a form of standards. Our form of standards comes from Yahweh Elohim. Who's Yahweh Elohim? That's our creator. That's the Lord of all worlds. We're told that Adam walked through the cool of the day and got guidance and wisdom from Ravak HaKadosh, Holy Spirit. We're told about the lineage. That's the bloodline leading from Adam all the way to Yahashua HaMashiach. That's Joshua, our Messiah. That lineage is called the Injil. For everything, all of the activities that were going on for each of the persons that were named throughout the Bible, the Quran, and the Apocrypha. You will learn about the Injil. That's how we get our laws and standards. Yahshua HaMashiach was our living example of how we're supposed to conduct ourselves. General, I see you. User 49656003219. I see you. Hashem Yahweh Elohim Shalom Barak. Allahu Assalamu Alaikum wa Rahmatullahi wa Barakatuh. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. We seek the protection of our Father against shaitan and the evil ways while we travel the divine path. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Ar-Rahmanir-Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyaka na'budu wa iyaka nasta'in. Ihdinas siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta 'alaihim. Ghayril maghdubi 'alaihim waladdallin. Amin. In the name of our Father, most merciful, the most compassionate, Lord over all worlds, most merciful, most compassionate, Creator of our deen, our divine path. We ask you to protect us, and we ask you to forgive us. God, excuse me for my misquotes. Subhanallah. All praises to our Father. Let's start that again. I see you, Akati Mavis. Hashem Yahweh Elohim Shalom Barak. In the name of our Father, the most merciful, the most compassionate, Lord over all worlds, creator of our deen, our divine path, most merciful, most compassionate. We ask you to forgive us when we disobey like others have done before us. We ask you to teach us to forgive others the way that you forgive us. And we thank you for giving us the divine path. Amin. Interesting name. Hell going on, T. And then there's I see a name with Russian characters. Spasibo, thank you for being here. Big Dog Crypto, I see you. Triple T, I see you. Carrie Burnett. Anthony Yarborough. Jordan. Hashem Yahweh Elohim Shalom Barak. Allahu Assalamu Alaikum wa Rahmatullahi wa Barakatuh. It is said that when we all go to meet our Creator, each of us will be asked individually, have you heard Surah Al-Fatiha? If you've been listening for the last 2 or 3 minutes, yes, you have. You can find it at Quran.com. 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 I spoke it first in Farsi, and then I spoke it in English. You can go and find all of the surah attributed to the Quran at Quran.com. Surah Al-Fatiha is the first one. And yes, like I said, you'll find it in Farsi, and then you'll find it in English, written out in Farsi, spoken in Farsi, and written out in English. You may be able to find it in your mother tongue as well. Studies we were doing concerning Asher and his brothers came from Bible Hub, BIBLEHUB.com. BIBLEHUB.com. It's such a specific reference place that if you went in and typed in something in the search, you're going to get all kinds of references from the Bible, all kinds of different verses. So I actually went and found where it was sharing the topical biblical encyclopedia reference for Asher. Then afterwards, we just looked up each of the other brothers in order. While I was running through the information about Asher is when I found the 12 Testaments of the Patriarchs. So I shared a link on Facebook for the topical biblical encyclopedia reference for that link, and then also shared the separate link concerning the 12 Testaments. At some point, I will make sure to share it out to other places because I do plan on going back. Adon willing, inshallah, we will be going back and giving each of the patriarchs at least a couple of days, 2 or 3 days of study, because all we did was we ran through the summary of what we could find in the Bible. And then the 12 testaments were basically something you could find in the Apocrypha. We're going to do a cross-reference between Bible, Apocrypha, and also the Quran. For each of them, we're going to go back and review what their actual mercantile offerings and services were so that we know the specifics. If you want to say that you are part of the nation of Yahashua, that is more than what you wear. It's more than what you talk about. It's more than the scriptures that you quote. It's what you do in life. What is your work? What is your talents? Use your talents in order to serve for your livelihood, because that is what is going to prepare for your legacy. What are you going to teach your children and your grandchildren? What kind of skills and trades? Will you pay attention to how sharp they are in certain areas and help them? Not only sharpen up those skills, but also even the things that they're lacking in. Are you willing to take that kind of time instead of just signing up because somebody said, oh, we have a job offering? There's a big difference between your job and doing work. Danny Marie X, I see you. Life Stand Up, I see you. Foxy Sam, I see you. Hashem Yahav Alahim, Shalom Barak, Allahu Assalamu Alaikum, wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We're 20 minutes in, and as I said, we're about to be traveling. I did have to at least do an opening introduction and say hi to everybody. So give me a second. I gotta drink down this drink, and I never finished my cereal bar. I'm gonna probably eat this one and another one, and then we'll get started. Once again, thank you all for joining in on the party. Today is Q&A day. Now that I've laid down the foundation and you understand, questions are welcome concerning the 12 patriarchs, actually doing contribution for your nation. What are the standards and ethics that would be concerning entrepreneurship? Even we can open the floor to discuss cryptocurrency, Web3 navigation, promoting, graphic design, instrumentals, copyright, because that's the services that I provide. Y'all excuse me, my glasses are going off kilter and everything. Ali Vocal Fire. Familiar name. It's Tabata to have you here. New. What's that? Humera. Bienvenuto. Welcome. It's very Tabata to have you all here. Hashem Yahaba Lahim. Shalamat Barak. Allahu Assalamu Alaikum. Wa Rahmatullahi wa Barakatuh. Father's peace, blessings, and mercy be upon all of you. Give me just a moment. Like I said, I'm stepping out of the camera just so I can put some food in my face. V8, not so bad. It's a little bit chilly, so we got to get to moving. I got to get out into some sunlight. My hands are getting a little cold. Let's see. We'll go this way to get to the park. Acapella, Al, Roman Howard, Holloway, Ellen, Queen, Annie, Millie, Hashem Yahweh Elohim, Shalom Barak, Allahu Assalamu Alaikum, wa Rahmatullahi wa Barakatuh. All His peace, blessings, and mercy be upon you, families, and your circles. Just to all of you, thank you all for being here. So, what is ethics in entrepreneurship? Well, for starters, it means being straightforward. It means being able to present a resume. What are your skills? What are your accomplishments? Where are your weaknesses that you would like to improve? Who can vouch for you? Who has actually used your product or your service before? Who just knows about you because they know you've been doing this for a long time, even if they don't actually consume your product? After you can present that wonderful resume where you're not lying, you have to tell the truth, because you're going to fire your boss. After you fire your boss, you're going to hire yourself out. This is what I can do. This is the service and the talent that I can provide at any given time. The thing that other people would find difficult to do, I can do it with ease. Now you are ready to walk into the world of being an entrepreneur. So the question becomes, do I do this as a sole proprietor? Should I get an LLC? Should I strive to become a corporation? What does it mean to have a partner? Yo, pardon me, I'm about to play in traffic. What does it mean to be a sole proprietor? I'm asking because some of these names that are coming in here, you all look like you all are claiming to be entrepreneurs, sole proprietors, LLCs. This isn't time to just be a looky-loo. I want to know what you know. But you come peeking in just to find out what's on my brain, that's going to cost you. Barbara Henderson, I see you. Ruby, Henry, Craig, I can't see the rest of your name. DC, Sue Smith, Friend 221, Monica Cruz, or Monica Ruiz, Naomi Rodriguez, Aris, Bienvenuto. Hashem Yahweh Elohim Shalom Barak Allahu Assalamu Alaikum wa Rahmatullahi wa Barakatuh. Father's peace, blessings, and mercy be upon you. Welcome. A sole proprietor is an entrepreneur who claims full responsibility for all profits, losses, and promotions concerning an enterprise. Sole proprietor. Now, that can occur as a partnership. Most of the time, it's just one person. That's why it's sole, S-O-L-E. Then there's an LLC. With an LLC, you have to actually establish your company's name, get it certified with a bank. That means you have to be part of the banking system. If you're part of the banking system, you are part of the centralized financial system. There's a difference between using the centralized financial banking system compared to using cryptocurrency, the decentralized financial system. People will tell you, well, cryptocurrency is based on decentralized money. Sure. When you give somebody a gift card to Applebee's or Best Buy or wherever, you're using cryptocurrency there. There's a crypto coin associated with Applebee's, so that when you buy a card and you credit a certain amount, the data is being transferred over the network saying that there's a certain amount of money to be associated with that card whenever it's swiped or whenever the information is entered to order something. That is still cryptocurrency. It is encrypted currency. If you have an LLC, you have to register a license with a bank. You have to get people who will invest in you. You have to certify and show that you pay yourself a salary. All of these things are required. You have to pay for the certificate itself. If you are a sole proprietor, you write out your resume and then you write up a business proposal. You could write up a 7-page business proposal to stick out in front of the people who come in and ask you about your services, and it would be the same one that you would give to a loan officer if you asked for a loan at a bank. Same loan that you would ask for your friend or other businesses in the community. or other people who are residents or whatever the case may be. The actual business plan. When you say, I'm thinking about going into business, and someone says, what's your business? You have to tell them the name of your business. What's your mission? What are you planning on doing with this? And not just, I'm going to go make some money. What are you doing that's going to be a positive contribution to your community? What is your executive plan? Even if you're sole proprietor, what's the management going to be like? What's your work hours? Where's your location? Are you going to be a storefront? Are you going to work from home? Can you do it all virtually? What's your overhead going to be like? What's your product? Is it coming directly from you, or are you going to have to buy materials from people? Is it a direct service instead of materials? What will it cost for you to travel? Is it a digital product that you can just send out in links and people download it? Is it consultation? The simplest form is about 7 steps. That includes your first page being the cover page with your name, your contact information, phone number, email address, possibly website. As a sole proprietor, you could register a profile on a certain network that I use. And the moment you register your profile, you will also be generating a content creator crypto coin with the ability to have e-trade with an e-wallet involving several different known cryptocurrencies. The major backer is Bitcoin. So let's go back to what I said as far as what does it take to maneuver cryptocurrency and how often are you using it? If you're a sole proprietor and you start up your own profile and you generate a crypto coin, then people can actually tip your posts that you make. Treat this network as a social media platform. They can tip your posts, not just like them, but actually send you currency that can be held in your e-wallet. That currency could be US dollars or francs or whatever your fiat currency is, and then it can also be their own coin, or like I said, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Tronex, several others. Everything you found on an e-trade platform you can find here. That's the option of going into Web 3 instead of dealing with Web 2. For all of you who say that you are so tired of seeing the same old thing from the same old places, well, you're the one that's staying in the same old places. Want to find out what I do? Go to Discord. Discord. When you have that application in your device, look up 3PROJH. It's 3PROJH. Learn all about having parties in Sherwood Forest. I'm in the midst of transferring some audio files so that I can upload them to sites. I need your support. I need you to buy my merchandise, songs. I make graphic designs. Those designs are available on shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, chef's aprons, mouse pads, magnetic, hanging on your refrigerator. metal, hang it up on the wall, prints like a poster, dresses, beanie hats, baby onesies. Contact me. I offer tutoring. How would you like to know not just how to design your own website? You can do that part for free. Take the initiative. You can design your own website. Learn how to promote your website. Learn how to organically promote your website. Use evergreen organic marketing strategies. Learn about SaaS, systems as a service, using different systems to work your services. XaaS, cross platforms as a system. Upload a blog on WordPress and then have an option to share it out to LinkedIn and Tumblr and Twitter X. The moment it gets uploaded to your website, it's also getting shared out to those other places because you have a profile established there. That's cross-platform as a service. Not just, oh, I generated a video on TikTok and then I shared it over to Facebook. Well, if it shows that TikTok watermark when it's playing on Facebook, TikTok's getting credit, which goes on to this. Copyright yourself. Not just, oh, I got an idea or I got the next flashy product. No, your intellectual property. The arrangements of letters to enunciate your business name. All images, all sounds, videos, all colors. That's how people get in and take credit for what's yours. Oh, I spelled it a different way. Oh, we see that your logo is green. Well, I don't necessarily have a logo. I don't have a brand. However, I do have an identity. I have intellectual property that is associated with me. Salah. Subhanallah. One moment. Yes, I do. Questions, comments, concerns. Now is the time. Reactor, I see you. Sydney Lifting, Melvin Escalon, Aaron, FOE, One Love, Kyle L. It's very tabah to see you, familiar name and face.
Came to see me at the kitchen.
Oh, okay, yeah. Definitely should give you a light. Here you go.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm like, where's my lighter?
Anytime.
I appreciate it. Have a great day, okay?
You too. You caught me in the middle of a live. Subhanallah. So, as I was saying, any questions, comments, concerns, now's the time to speak. Who's really willing to spend $190 a month to learn how to really promote yourself and move forward instead of waiting and reacting, finding out the next subsidy check that don't really help you? Who's willing to spend $30 on promoting a picture? Full month, 30 days, $1 per day. You show me your favorite picture and I augment it. And up to your approval, I promote your picture 30 different ways in one full month span. $30. What if I made a 30-second video and said, hey, this video is worth $30. It tells people all the information they need to find out how to contact you, what you do, what your concerns are. We can post this up on more than 10 platforms. Just on YouTube, I get 20 views, 50 views, 100 views, 500, 600, 800 views on one video. Halal Yahweh, subhanahu wa ta'ala. All praises to our Father. Why? Because my mission is to make sure that the standards of Yahweh Elohim are seen on a global level. It's not about making sure that people convert. No, it's about letting people know what it really looks like. It's not about a popularity contest. It's not a fashion statement. It's about how do you live every day. If I run up on you any day out of the week, what are you gonna be like? Any day out of the month, any day out of the year. What if I told you we're not even supposed to be using the term week if we say that we are associated with Yahweh Elohim? Because that word week is associated with village. And the village that it's talking about has nothing to do with the standards of Yahweh Elohim. What if I told you that? What if I told you that in my calendar, DEY, day, is a span of 30 24-hour periods. There's a month called day with 30 yom. I would pick the chillest spot to chill. Not a sun ray in sight. I don't know how much longer I'll be on today. Just wanted to make sure I showed my face to everybody. Questions, comments, and concerns. Highest Heights Studio is the name of my label. I am the sole proprietor of Highest Heights Studio. I'm the vice president of Mafia Soy Publications. I'm co-founder of the STOP program, STOP, Sustenance, Textiles, Occupations, Purpose. Co-partner to Namdehum, a curator service. Publisher. Promoter. And part-time educator. I need your help. I need your support. Deity Eternal, I see you. DS, I see you. Y. Lynn, Jean, I see you. Silver the Wordsmith, I see you. 3 guys walking to a bar. The 4th one ducked. Very tabah to have you here, Silver. Hashem Yahweh Elohim Shalom Aparat. Allahu Assalamu Alaikum. Wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Father's peace, blessings, and mercy be upon you. Today is Q&A day. We have been studying the 12 patriarchs, the 12 brothers in the house of Yahasharael. We wanted to find out what were their responsibilities, not what their name meant, according to breaking down character by character. No. What do they do? We knew that Levites were the priests. We knew that people were supposed to report to Judah, and basically that's where all the kings came from. What else was going on? There's 10 other brothers. What were they doing? Levi, doesn't mean priest. We found out that Gad means troops. Come to find out now, they actually were the troops. When everybody says Lion of Judah, that is not saying that Judah is the lion. It's saying the face of the Lion of Judah was actually Gad. Those were the lions. Those were the ones who would stand up, the militia who came in numbers and forces. We found that out through study. Some of that's mentioned in Exodus and Joshua and all of that, Chronicles. So we're going to go back, Adon willing, inshallah, we're going to go back, give it more study. Like Usher, they took care of the ports and they did things on boats and they were divers and all of that. But you couldn't get them to go to war. They were not trying to go to war. When everybody else went to battle, they went out onto the waters and stayed on their ships. You got Dan. They're supposed to be judges. However, we found out they were nomads in their own land. You see, this land was occupied by Canaanites, as they would say, people of Canaan. Well, the people of Canaan had always been there. Adam came from Canaan. The Garden of Eden was perimetered off, and outside of the Garden of Eden was Canaan. Where did Cain get sent to dwell amongst the Canaanites? We get together 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time so we can talk about ethics and entrepreneurship. The ethics that we use are the standards that you would get from Yahweh Elohim. The same discussions that would be guided in wisdom by Ravak HaKadosh. And when we speak upon our purpose, we are using the example of Yahashua HaMashiach. People say he came here and he died on the cross. I'm here to tell you that he was here for almost 33 years, living. What did he do while he was alive? Talk about that. Minister Stephen, it's very tabah to have you here. Hashem Yahweh Elohim, Shalom Abarak. Allahu Assalamu Alaikum, wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Father's peace, blessings, and mercy be upon you, your family, and your circle. Speak life into the ones you love. We've been doing some studies. I'm looking forward to going deeper into those studies. We started this out at the beginning of our year, which is the beginning of spring. We started these lives. We've been going. We've been going strong. There's been some times where we missed out on the signal or something happened or whatever, but we've been going strong. Minister Steve, your studies in the Torah, in the Apocrypha, in Jasher, is what gave me that spark to come on in. Initially, 5 years ago, all I was going to talk about on lives was how to make a beat, how to make a picture and a video and post it up so that you can produce your own stuff. 5 years ago. That's why sometimes you'll see hashtag 2020 vision coming from me, because I was on an agenda before I ran across SOC and Kofi. Well, when I ran across SOC and Kofi, I met a lot of individuals. Some of us actually work as a team, as an assembly. And something to remember is Yahashua is bigger than SOC. The concerns of the whole globe is pretty much bigger than Yahashua, because everybody's so concerned to be in the house of Yahashua. When was the last time you checked to see who was actually committing correct deeds, righteous actions coming out of Yahashua? How many of you actually went and did your studies? Everybody wants to claim to be Judah. Everybody wants to claim to be Levites. Did you see what the Levites did? Did you see what Judah did? All of the brothers were told that they needed to lean towards what Levi and Judah were doing. However, even Levi and Judah were not going to maintain righteousness. And the whole time, all of those brothers were set against Joseph, except for one. So when you run around here talking about what clan, what family, which house you come from out of Yahasharayel, it's mighty funny there's only a couple of popular ones. What about all of them? Yes, sir. Khan shows again the remnant moving accordingly to teach the true ways. Yes, sir. That's why I'll be the first one to tell you I come from Malachi Zadok. No, I'm not a Levite. I'll be the first one to tell you Adam was the first Muslim, not Muhammad. Muhammad didn't bring the teachings. Muhammad was taught by someone who came from the house of Ishmael. How do I know this? The power of thinking. As Ahmad Trucker would say, I did enough studying to remove some of that smooth brain syndrome. I fought against that doctrine that they teach to cause us confusion and hatred amongst ourselves when we're supposed to be assembled as families. I want you to think about something. Ishmael was a lad when he and his mother were told that they had to leave. He was a lad. He was around 12 or 14. He was not a baby. There's two different stories that people will tell you. Well, there was a span of time between when Ishmael was born and then Isaac was born. There was a span of time. Yeah. Isaac, yep. During that span of time, Ishmael was learning from Abraham the whole time. Where did Abraham learn? From Noah. Noah learned from Methuselah. Methuselah learned from everybody who came from Seth. Seth learned from Adam. The things that Muhammad taught were things that only someone who knew the Injil of the house of Yahasharayel all the way back to Adam, only they would know that. Muhammad spoke with a messenger. Yes, he spoke with an angel. Vision of a man standing silhouette against the sunrise, or sunset, excuse me. No wings, no nightgown. Silhouette of a man standing against sunset, and was instructed, write these words. I can't write. Write these words. I can't write. Read this. Can't read. What am I supposed to read? What does it say? Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahmanir-Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyaka na'budu wa iyaka nasta'in. Ihdina sirata al-mustaqim. Sirata alladhina an'amta alayhim. Ghayril maghdubi alayhim. Waladdallin. Ameen. Muhammad was taught these things because he was the only upright person they could find in the land who wasn't being corrupted. He was actually going out yearly to worship and study and find the ways to recognize our Creator. That's why he was chosen. Allahu sallallahu wa sallam. Our Father's peace and mercy be upon him, all prophets before and after him. Tukas Carol, Risku, Risawe, I see you. Bold servant, it's been a long time. It's very tabah to see you, my brother. Hashem Yahweh Elohim, Shalom Barak, Allahu Assalamu Alaikum, wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. come before you all because it is my duty to remind you of Asher, Wal Asher, by time. Surely mankind is at a loss, except for those who practice Tabah, righteous, holy deeds amongst each other daily with patience and consistency. Be sabir. I mean, this is what we're supposed to be up to. For those of you who know me, I'm going to give you the invitation. Every time you see me, this is going to be stuck in your head until you start doing it. Come find me on Discord so that we can start building. These platforms that you all are getting used to and then complaining about, these are ports, these are harbors, these are not home quarters, these are not headquarters, these are not safe harbors. What do you do every time they threaten that they're going to shut down? You cry and you complain some more. What do you do every time they take down one of your videos? You cry and you complain some more. How come they didn't take down this one over here? How come I used the same information, but they took mine down, but they didn't take down the original video? How come? Why come? Well, why are you even asking those questions? Why are you even banging your head up against the wall? That doesn't change. Why aren't you making changes? Why aren't you making them have to find you and make their changes instead of telling you things that'll make you go into panic mode? Selah. Next time some government official tells you that they're going to cut whatever because of the budget, tell them you're going to cut them. You're not going to play in their reindeer games anymore because you don't play anybody's reindeer games. Make that your new motto. Make that your policy. You're steadily trying to find somebody to stand up and represent you. Well, guess what? There are all kinds of Bible verses telling you that you are not supposed to do that. It was a mistake of the people to say they wanted a king. And then along comes Saul. I'm going to answer your mistake. That's what Yahweh Elohim said to the people. You're going to get a king. Won't be amongst you. Won't be from you. Will not have your desires in mind. But yeah, you're going to have a king. Because I'd already told you the rules. So now that you want to disobey me and go find somebody to tell you the rules, instead of making sure you just know them anyway, yeah, you'll have to go through some torment. Stop trying to appoint a leader to tell you how to live. When it says study and show yourself approved, that does not mean everybody go find the same verse and repeat it amongst each other. Look, we found the same verse. Find the same book, read the whole book, and find common knowledge amongst yourselves with that same book. Then read the next book. And when you get done, start over. That's what's recommended for the Quran. For all of the surah, it's actually broken down into 30 sections called Juz, J-U-Z. When you go through a 30-day fast, you read one section, one Juz, until you complete the Quran. And then it is recommended as soon as you complete it, you start all the way over and start reading again. Matthew, I see you. Raul Umar Hayat, I see you. A name written in Farsi. I can't quite read Farsi. Hashem Yahweh Elohim. Shalom Barak. Allahu Assalamu Alaikum. Dark soul, I see you. Allahu Assalamu Alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. The Father's peace, blessings, and mercy be upon everyone who catches this message. Normally we speak on 10 specific special interest groups, and we would give them their days, and Sunday is question and answer day. We get together 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Today I want to give a shout out to Brothers in Black. If it wasn't for them, I would not be doing this broadcast right now in this fashion. I would be somewhere trying to find a signal. Tada, Shukran, Gracias, Grazie, Spasibo, Ashante. Thank you. When was the last time you seen an invoice for services rendered? I could show you an invoice that justifies $190 per month for you to enroll in tutoring and consultation. A name that I don't put out there that often, Consulting Edge. If I were to talk with you about finances and so forth, that's the name of yet another company that I'm responsible for, Consulting Edge. The Joker, I see you. Hashem Yahweh Elohim, Shalom Barak. Allahu Assalamu Alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Our Father's peace, blessings, and mercy be upon you, your family, and your circle. That invoice shows the pricing for each factor, as well as what those factors are. There's a la carte, so it wouldn't cost that much depending on what kind of experience you already have, or if we needed to add on some other service rendered. Just an example. All of those things done outside of decentralized finances, because yes, I do know about centralized finances. I've held 4 insurance licenses and was preparing for my 5th. The first 4, property and casualty. That's 2. Life and health. That's 2 more. And then you go into securities. Security 7, or was it security 6? It's when you get to talk about annuities and retirement funds and all that kind of stuff. Been there. The choice that I have made and the life that I live and the path that I am on prevents me from doing insurance. However, it does not stop me from establishing trusts and trust funds. I can do that in the name of our Father, Basmalah, under the title Takaful, Takaful. We can establish trusts where we can invest in each other outside of bull statues. La Niña Liz, I see you. Correres del Cielo, I see you. Bienvenido, welcome. Hashem Yahweh Elohim, Shalom Barak. Allahu Assalamu Alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Father's peace, blessings, and mercy be upon everyone who is here. As I said, don't know how much longer I'll be here. I gotta go and find some sun rays. And also, nature is calling, and I'm not about to just put the phones down to take care of that. I'm gonna sign off when I do. Yahweh Ahava. Yahweh Ahaba. Our Father is love. Ahaba Ahaba. Love is love. When you see someone in need, reach out and help them. Do not ask them if they need help, because obviously you have enough empathy to see they need help. Now use your compassion. What can you do within yourself to help them? If you can't help them, can you find someone to immediately bring back to help them? Do that. Don't expect a thank you. That's not what we're doing this for. For every time someone says, well, how can you represent a kingdom that you can't see? How can you represent Yahweh Elohim, this intangible being, this non-seeable, non-touchable being? It's with compassion. Hashtag kindness is contagious. Be that reason somebody else out there has a smile on their face today. Go offer your services and help someone. It's not always about getting that bag. Entrepreneurship is not about standing behind a register and counting 1 + 1 = $2. That is not all that you will be doing. It's not just counting up your inventory. There's interpersonal relationships. There's interdependent partnerships with other businesses. Even if there's a business out there that does the same service as you, it doesn't mean that they're competition. You might learn from them. They might learn from you. You could actually branch out together the same way they do with franchises. If you have certain materials that you need and there's people who offer those materials, you need to have a network partnership. It doesn't have to be a partnership on paperwork saying you're sharing profits. You need a network regardless. If you have shared customers. You ever went into a shop, asked them if they knew where to find something, and they said, yes, go down the street to so-and-so. Ask for so-and-so, and they will give you exactly what you need. That's people skills. Instead of holding that information. Mustak Baal, I see you. Sipan Hussain, I see you. Nina Ross, I see you. Hashem Yahweh Elohim, Shalom Barak. Allahu Assalamu Alaikum, wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Our Father's peace, blessings, and mercy be upon all of you. Amitaba, Amitofa. Those are ways of saying compassion in China and Japan. You see somebody with an armful of packages, go help them. Carry some of those packages. If you're walking along and somebody's about to cross your path, stop and allow them to go ahead. You walk past the door, somebody's coming out of it, open the door and hold it for them. Kindness is contagious. I want to thank you all for coming to the party. Inshallah, Don willing, we'll be back together again tomorrow, 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Many much love and respect.